All right, good morning, Chicago Bears fans. How about that win? No, I didn't go live yesterday. I'm not doing anything on Sundays anymore, you guys. I'm not doing anything live with the show. I'm going to give you recaps. This is something new. I'm going to give you the Bears, Raiders recap, Bears, Commanders recap. Whatever game we're doing, I'm going to give the recap bright and early so you have it first thing Monday morning or the day after the game, whenever it is. But the Bears pulled this one off in dramatic fashion. Coming from behind, we were behind at the end of every quarter, and then Caleb marches us down. We score at the end of the game. Bears are in position. They've got to hold the defense, though. Raiders drive down. Carlson's in position to kick this one, and Josh Blackwell comes up huge for the Bears.
To Boldenmeyer, the snapper, A.J. Cole, the...
You know what? Actually, let's bring this one close up. There's the snap. Kick is up. Blocked! He comes flying in Superman style. Blocks it. Oh, it's so beautiful. They go into jubilation.
Unbelievable! Josh Blackwell sneaking in.
Amazing.
Who got a fingertip on it?
Freaking amazing, man. Amazing. This is what we're not used to. We're used to losing these heartbreak losses. In fact, are the tides turning? Because just this last year, on November 17th, the day after Caleb's birthday, on my birthday, I was ready for the Packers streak to end. And at the very end of the game, in the exact same scenario, the Packers blocked the Bears and won the game. And now this last week, the Packers were blocked by the Browns, and the Packers lost that game. And now the Bears win by blocking it. It's too poetic. It's too poetic.
And it's blocked! Oh my goodness, the Packers block it, and they're gonna win! Green Bay survives. Feeling the hold. The kick is blocked. It is blocked. The Browns get the
poetic
swat and turn the Packers away.
Too poetic. So now here we are. Bears are 2-2. Much better position going into the bye week. Such a pivotal win for the Bears. Going 0-2 on the season, losing the heartbreaker I was at for the home opener against Minnesota, a game we shouldn't have lost. And then here we are coming into this game. We're depleted. We've got injuries. We've got issues in this game. And the Bears get to pull it off. They get to be celebrating. So right above me, there's the standings. Detroit sitting 3-1. Green Bay 2-1-1 after their tie. Really, man, I really wish the Cowboys could have punched that in. They had first and goal from the 5, and they didn't punch it in. Green Bay 2-1-1. Minnesota 2-2. And we're 2-2. This is a tight division. Everything within one game of each other. A lot's going to be decided later on in the year. But then this is the vibes they got to feel in the locker room after the game.
Chicago, yeah!
Then, of course, Coach. We saw last week the huge dramatic difference in Coach Johnson, the way he interacts with the players, the motivation he has. He's building this team up right. This is what it looks like.
How about that? How about that? Let me tell you something, man. That's a character win right there. Yes, sir. That is a character win. And it took all 60 minutes. Yes, sir. And you know what it took? It took belief.
Yes, sir.
It took belief
Yes,
that
sir.
we were going to find a way.
Yes, sir.
Because at the end of the day, gentlemen, that was two teams that were desperate.
Yes, sir.
Both teams. I give them a lot of credit, man. But you know who wanted just a little bit more?
Yes,
Chicago Bears. Chicago. That's Chicago. I got a few game balls. I just see the 2 interceptions, all right? But you talking about big time tackle when we needed it. Let me get a little Kevin Byard action. listen. Coach said it the other week. The book on this team is that if we get the game close, we was going to lose. And what the we do today? That's the culture win, fellas. We talk about changing the culture. That's how you do it, fellas. Let's go into this bye week, man. Let's get this going, baby. Man, we wouldn't have won that game had we not gone 4 for 4 on field goals.
Hey man, like I said earlier in the year, like, I'm inspired by all you guys. You guys are the best teammates. O-line, you know, come through every it doesn't, you know, it's not just me. Snap, hold, HT,
Yes, sir.
all of us.
All right, man, and you know, game on the line when we needed it most.
Come on.
When we needed it most, we needed someone to step up to the plate. Josh Blackwell!
I appreciate y'all for real, man. Yeah, Peanut! Man, we going to the bye week 500, man. Let's keep stacking, man.
Bring it on in! Here we go! Good, better, bad! Good, better, bad! Never let it rest! Never let it rest! Your good gets better! Your good gets better! And your better gets better! Your better gets better! Bears on 3! 1, 2, 3! Great job.
All right, here's some of the jubilation as the game ended, as they're coming off the field. But it didn't start out this way. This game was back and forth. This one was a little bit scary. There's a lot of flaws on this team still. A lot of things that I pointed out on Twitter as the game went along. I'll share some of those things with you. This team is not a complete team. The bye week came at a critical time, though. This is so important for the Bears to get healthy. There's a lot of crapping on Cole Kmet for this one play. I didn't bring up DeAndre Swift's as well. DeAndre Swift dropped a bad one as well, but Cole Kmet, you can't drop this one. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to point this out for a reason. That's what the Bears Twitter, we and Bears overall fandom, we find a way to find one player, single them out, and crap on them like crazy. Did it with DJ Moore last year as well. Cole Kmet should not have dropped this pass, period. Should not have. Went right through his hands, hit his helmet. You'll see it right here.
Left to Kmet. You cannot draw it up any better than that.
Almost intercepted.
Any more separation.
It was bad. That was bad. That was a bad look. But I am going to point this out. I haven't got the grades out yet. I get the grades out to you guys every week after the game. They don't come out for 24 hours, so they'll be out later. I'm going to do a video later after work. I can tell you just from watching the game, rewatching tape again, Cole Kmet was the best, one of the best, if not the best blocker on this team. But run blocking, pass blocking, yeah, he needed to. There's a lot of targets his way and only caught 3 balls. Okay, that one was bad. And then there was this one. This is a tough catch any way you slice it. But can we just talk about how absolutely insane this arm talent of Caleb Williams is to get this ball down there to Cole Kmet on this? And that's the story. Look at this. Boom. Now Cole Kmet couldn't bring that in. Pause it right here. He has a really good shot at this. And I do believe Colston Loveland comes down with this one. I believe Colston Loveland grabs the one that went through Cole Kmet's hands and hit his helmet too. I believe Colston Loveland is tight end 1 of this team of the future. Now he's injured now. I don't love the pick just of Colston Loveland just because we have so many defensive needs. We do. You watch Max Crosby in this game and the disruptive force that he is. Caleb Williams after the game says Max Crosby is the best player he's ever faced, ever playing football. Max Crosby is the best player in the league. I tweeted out during the game, I don't care what it takes. Trade 3 firsts away, trade 4 firsts. I don't care. Go get Max Crosby. He's so freaking intelligent. Let's finish this play first, then I'll get to Max Crosby.
Plays where Kmet had it.
Doesn't bring. That's not a drop, guys. That's not a drop. That is such a difficult catch to lay out. Now, You want your guy to I do believe Colson Loveland catches that ball. I do. I believe that. I believe that with all my heart. I believe a couple other guys could have made it too. Cole Kmet didn't come down with it. That's not a terrible non-catch by Cole Kmet. That's a tough one, but Caleb putting it right there, giving him a shot, that shows more about Caleb than anything. Story of this game, Bears go 3 and out. Right after that, Kevin Byard, the defense, and Ben Johnson said it in his presser afterwards, without the turnovers of this team, we had 3 interceptions and a forced fumble. It was on 4th down, so it was going to be a 4th down turnover anyways because we stopped Ashton Genty in the backfield, but then we forced the fumble from him, got even better field position. Those 4 turnovers by the Bears were critical to this game, winning 25-24. The Bears only had 1 turnover, and that's not a bad thing on Caleb. This is not one of those where you see the stat box and you see the interception by Caleb, and you're like, oh man, he threw an interception. No, Caleb I posted before the game, 2 interceptions in the last 14 games. That's tied with Lamar Jackson for best in the entire league over that stretch of games. Caleb threw one today, but it wasn't a bad throw. He threw the ball. Max Crosby was getting beat by Theo Benedict. And I don't mean like, oh, he was getting slammed and he was getting handled by Theo. Theo Benedict was keeping him out of the backfield. Theo Benedict had him contained, so Max Crosby did such a freaking, he's such wide wingspan, such arm length, he's a freak. He's just long. So when he was getting not into the pocket, he would drop back like a linebacker, stand there, analyze what's going on, see Caleb throwing the ball. He batted down 3 different balls. One of those batted up into the air and got the interception off of it. Dude's insane.
Williams.
It wasn't just that play. All day he was harassing Caleb Williams. Here's him tackling him for a loss. He has a knack for sniffing out the play, being so freaking intelligent. You'd think Tom Brady, was in the game planning booth and just shared all his notes with Max Crosby. I realized Tom Brady was calling again another game across the country. I think the Buccaneers game. But man, Max Crosby was so prepared for this game. He knew what the Bears were going to do.
Football. Crosby's aggressiveness and his speed against him.
Oh, man.
Really just a bad choice.
Man, Max Crosby giving him hell, giving him troubles all day long. But really, Theo Benedict did a great job. Now, at halftime, the Bears made a really interesting move. Let me pull up the offensive line chart here. You see, in the first half, Theo Benedict played right tackle, Braxton Jones played left tackle. And for this game, I don't have the grades yet, so this is going off Adam's analysis so far. Drew Dahlman had a terrible game. Worst game we've seen from Drew Dahlman. I told you guys before we signed him, my one concern with him is he's more of a run blocking center. We haven't got the run game because we have terrible running backs. We're Kyle Monangai needs a few more touches. He got 4 touches in this game for 16 yards. I think it's 16 yards exactly. We'll pull that up in a minute. But Kyle Monangai looked decent. DeAndre Swift, I think we're trying to force something that's a dead issue at this point, and I think it needs to die. We need to start splitting those reps 50-50, see what we got in both of them. And really, we need to bring in some more competition. We really do. Anyway, so Theo Benedict started at right tackle. Jonah Jackson had an okay game. I'd say it was an average. Joe Thuney had a great game. I'd say Joe Thuney's probably graded out the best. I'll let you guys know as the grades come in. We'll do that later on today. Braxton Jones, it was okay. It was fine. Better than Ozzie Trapillo. So in the second half, you see Theo Benedict move from right tackle to left tackle, and Ozzie Trapillo got to come in at right tackle, who did not play well. He looks clunky. He doesn't look ready for the NFL. He needs a year to sit and learn and develop. Ben Johnson, after the game in the presser, said it was planned this way the whole time. As he's been improving every week is what they said. They wanted to get him some reps. I think it was a wrong time to do that experiment. He and Braxton Jones were about the same level of play, though. When the stats come out, I'll bet they're pretty equal on their pressures, on their PFF grades. I'll bet it's all pretty equal. But Theo Benedict actually played pretty decently, and like I said earlier, with Cole Kmet helping chip in, I'd say he was better than even Durham Smythe today. Like Cole Kmet really made the difference in keeping Max Crosby off, keeping the defensive ends at bay. Really, the biggest issue there was Tyree Wilson up the middle with Drew Dahlman. Drew Dahlman allowed the 1 sack that we had, and he didn't look good all game. So interesting move the Bears did there. We'll see what the long-term ramifications are there as as Theo Benedict gets. I think he should get some more playing time. He looked pretty freaking decent, and he was clearly the priority in both units, first half and second half. He was the one that was in there both times. Braxton Jones came out, Ozzie Trapillo came in, but Theo Benedict was the standard there, and Joe Tooney was really our best player of the game on the offensive line. Our biggest glaring need is running back and then defensive line. Austin Booker should be available to come back on week 5 after the bye. Week 6. Our bye is week 5. Shamar Turner, this is coming into week 4 down here below, so this is not the grades for this game. Those will come out later today. Jonathan Ford got a few reps. I was paying attention. Chris Williams was not in the game at all. He was the scratch for the game, so that's good. Daniel Hardy was only on special teams. But Chris Williams didn't get reps. That was good. Jonathan Ford didn't look good, though. He is meant to be a practice squad guy. Shamar Turner looked decent. He's still not gotten any pressures. Nobody got any sacks in this game. We didn't have any sacks against the against the Cowboys Raiders team that was allowing so many, but our secondary still did their job. The secondary did a great job of getting to Geno Smith. There were enough pressures that they disrupted him enough. So Montez Sweat still not getting home enough for what he's getting paid. Andrew Billings looked terrible in this game, in my opinion. One good tackle, but then he had a missed tackle that was absolutely terrible. Jervon Dexter looked pedestrian again in this game. Dio Dangbo looked really good against the run, in my opinion. Not as good getting pressure. I don't think he had a missed tackle, but he had another one where he could have had a big opportunity for a stop and he didn't get it. Dom Robb looked okay. Still, I'm kind of past him. Tano Passanon. Either way, I'll get it eventually, guys. Tano looked fine. This is the glaring need. As you watch Max Crosby in this game and how he disrupted the game so much, that's the glaring need for the Bears. Getting pressure. Getting another Chris Williams needs to be off the team. Jonathan Ford needs to be back to the practice squad. And we need someone, Andrew Billings, come back down to be a backup, which is what he is. Shamar Turner continue to develop. And we need someone like a Christian Wilkins. We need someone to come in at defensive tackle. And then Austin Booker coming back, rotating in is going to be huge. So I don't think we need to go out and get a defensive end today. But Austin Booker, who many know has become friends with Max Crosby and is emulating his game after Max Crosby and had such a huge preseason. He looked really good this preseason. He's eligible to come back in week 5, really, that's a bye. Austin Booker could be a huge impact playmaker for this team, and I want to see it. I want to see that as we come back because that's what we're missing right now. This defensive line was terrible. They made Ashton Jeanty look like he was running against the Mountain West Conference again. I mean, he had a career game. He had the peak of his career right here against the Bears because the Bears are so absolutely terrible on the defensive line. Jeanty through 3 games looked pedestrian. He looked like one of the worst rookie running backs out of this entire class. Terrible. 3.1 yards per carry. Not doing anything. And in this game, he had 3 touchdowns, and he was an impact player. He was breaking tackles. He was trucking guys. He was running all over us. And it's not necessarily that Ashton Jeanty is God's gift to football. Our defensive line looked terrible, and yet we stayed in it because of the secondary. So here were my keys before the game. Caleb needs to stack his weeks. He did that. Caleb looked absolutely amazing. I will get to the stats in just a minute. It's going to show his completion percentage way down, but I'm telling you guys, before it even comes out, I said this on Twitter, I'll bet Caleb's adjusted completion percentage is up somewhere around 75 to 80%, which is where you want it to be. 80% and above is best in the league. I'll bet it's around 75%, even though his completion percentage is going to look more like sub 60%, which you don't like. He had a couple of drops. DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet. He had a couple of plays where he was trying to fit things in, like that throw on the sideline to Cole Kmet that didn't happen. That does not hurt his ability as a quarterback. That shows his creativity and shows his arm strength. So I'll bet his adjusted completion percentage is way high. Keeping pressure and sacks down. Now, he can't control the pressures, but what I should have put there was limiting the pressures turned into sack percentage. Now, I've shown on the stats, and I'll show this again later this week, guys. He was up around 20% last year. He's brought that way down. I'll bet in this game, and this is one we could actually try to figure out on our own. There were probably 10 pressures, 11 pressures as we go back and look at it. There was 1 sack allowed. He escaped those. He threw the ball away when he needed to, and he tried to fit things in. He wasn't careless and reckless with the ball. The only interception was that one to Max Crosby, where Max Crosby really just was a disruptive force in that one. That was more Max Crosby than negative on Caleb Williams. So, maybe Caleb can get the ball out a little bit quicker. Maybe Caleb can, change his arm release angle, but you're not facing Max Crosby every week. And that was really Max Crosby more than anything. So I'm going to say his pressure turned into sacks. If you're looking at that, 1 sack on 10 press, less than 10%, probably 8 point something percent, 1 out of 11. So that's, freaking phenomenal for Caleb on that part. I think he's absolutely ascending. Adjusted completion percentage up. Pressures turned into sacks down, so he did his part. The run defense has to step up, and the pass rush has to stack weak. So capitalize on the average depth of target was one of my keys. If we stopped Genty for the most part, other than the 65-yard run and a couple other big plays, we forced a fumble on him. And then I said the secondary has to track and expose Geno Smith. Already has 4 interceptions. We caused 3 more in this game. So the Bears did just enough. We didn't stop the run, but we did enough with the secondary, and Caleb did his part. It was just enough for a victory, and really it came down to that special teams play with Josh Blackwell that ended up winning the game. So these aren't your grades, but these are the stats from ESPN's box score. So we'll box score it for a minute. Caleb Williams, 22 of 37, which is just barely sub 60% completion percentage. But like I said, the adjusted completion percentage is going to be way up. So yards, 212 yards, 1 touchdown, the 1 interception, took 1 sack. DeAndre Swift, you can see, 13-yard long one. So take the 13 carries for 25 yards. That's absolutely pedestrian. That's terrible. Kyle Monangai, 4 for 18. It was actually 18 yards, and he had a good broken. He showed some grit. So I want to see some more split reps here, and I think the Bears will start turning into that. A lot of things that I've said the Bears should start doing that they're starting to do more of. So I think this will start to happen. I think Kyle Monangai is going to start earning some accolades with the coaching staff and start getting a couple more reps as he should. So DeAndre Swift, 14 for 36, 2.7 average, not nearly good enough. Ashton Genty, 21 carries, 138 yards and a touchdown. And then down here are 2 more receptions for 2 touchdowns. We made him look phenomenal. And I promise you, he's not going to look that way the rest of the year. He'll have some good games, but he's not going to have games that look like this. This is absolutely embarrassing. Rome Odunze, 4 receptions on 8 targets. And the one big touchdown was to Rome. Got to throw this. I got to show this one. And then we got to pause this for half a second and show Caleb's the connection between these two is freaking phenomenal.
25 yards and the 1.
So right there, the ball's gone. We don't have a good angle on this pick, but it's leading. Rome hadn't started his cut yet, and he threw it perfectly. Like the two of them are just so in sync. Rome Odunze with a touchdown in every game so far this year. 5 touchdowns on the year, 2 in that one game. So a touchdown in every single game so far this year. He is a true top 10 receiver in this league.
Williams.
Tutty, Rome Odunze. Tutty. Absolutely love it. So Rome there. Colt Kmet, this is the eyesore. 9 targets, 3 receptions. That's rough. Some of them were dirted. Really the one big missed catch there. And then the sideline one is tough, but needs to be some things cleaned up. But this is a hard-fought, difficult one. You see Ashton Genty with the fumble. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball, though. There's the defense, and let me slide me just a little bit here. Here's the defense. Here's the big thing. We got Kevin Byard with 2 interceptions, Tyreek Stevenson with 1 interception, both critical. Because we started off with a 3-and-out, and then Kevin Byard got the first interception of the game. Here's that one.
Boy, Geno has to feel that high.
Here, I just got to pause that. He jumps this route so well. Both of them, he jumps. This is not clear. I know, guys. I'm sorry.
And 10. Room.
I know it's hard to hear me over the game. I'm sorry. This is a career game for Kevin Byard. He tweeted on Twitter afterwards, 10 years in the league, and I guess I still got it. That was a perfect tweet for him. I would be shocked if the Bears don't extend him at some point in this season or in the offseason. I'm sure he'll want to stay with the Bears. But then The Bears only ended up with a field goal there, and then the Raiders went for it on 4th and 1 and caused the fumble with Genty. We didn't even get points off that one because that's where Max Crosby then intercepted the ball. They ended up getting a touchdown later. We punted. They intercepted again to Kevin Byard. So it was really a back and forth and a defensive battle. And the Bears had to come away hard fought for 3 field goals in the first half, down 14-9. Here's the Aston Genty forced fumble on 4th down. So this is 4th and 1. They're going for it on their side, which is gutsy. But the Bears, this is the one time the Bears really stepped up to the call.
Boy, they rolled the dice, and they don't get it. Football then comes out.
Hey, Big Bill. This was the one good play from Big Bill. So he needs to be a backup, though. But that was the one big play. And then you can see Tyreek Stevenson jumping in here, recovering the ball.
So that'll give the Bears even better field position down close.
I didn't catch that before. Look right here.
Give the Bears even
the whole Shamar Turner barking
better.
Thing. He's grabbing Big Bill at the top there, and he's barking at him.
Field position down close to the...
That's pretty hilarious. Then later on, let's hurry and pull up the second interception by Kevin Byard. We'll get all these. So second interception here.
When they give an offense.
So pretty. Look at him right there, jumping right in front. I mean, he's just reading Geno Smith perfectly, having a career game here.
This time, Geno over the middle, and that's picked.
I'll be shocked if he's not Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC. I'll be absolutely shocked. So Bears are down 14-9 at the half. As they're coming out from halftime, one of the weirdest things, the CBS interviewer interviewed Ben Johnson and basically telling the coach he needs to do things differently. This was weird. I'll tell you, this is a weird question, but Ben Johnson getting a little flack from other fan bases on this one. I actually really respect Ben Johnson, the way he handled this and basically put it back on her. And you think so? You think so? We'll see. We'll see.
Advantage of those takeaways.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you tell them to get things going?
That it wasn't our brand of football. We're capable of a lot more, and so we're hitting the reset button here at halftime, and we're going to come back and establish our identity here in the second half.
So you need to change what you're doing.
I don't know. You think so? We're going to be just fine.
I love it. I love this no-nonsense coach that really puts it right back on people. And then in the second half, the very first thing that happens is Tyreek Stevenson picks off the first play. So this is first play in the second half. Tyreek, look at that, laying out, man. The forced fumble recovery. I don't know his grade yet, but I'm going to say it's high 80s. I'm going to say he's going to be right up there. So we'll do grades later today, like I said. But
Smith with
absolutely phenomenal. So
Tyreek Stevenson with.
So that would lead to the drive where Caleb Williams threw to Rome Odunze. We'd get a touchdown. They'd match a touchdown. It was basically match for match the rest of the game from there. Touchdown for touchdown, punt, field goal. Bears got a touchdown. And then at the end of the game was the blocked field goal that ended up being the final nail in the coffin for the Raiders to lose, but for the Bears to win it. So let's do one more look at that close up. Can love it, man. That's it right there. So that's it. The new little segment we're doing, waking up to the Bears recap, a couple thoughts, a couple highlights on the game. Hopefully Twitter or hopefully YouTube doesn't take down some of these clips. That's a big part of what I want to do here with the recap, is give you guys a little view of it, little thoughts on it, how we look before the grades come out, and some of my thoughts on the game. Huge win for the Bears, though. 25-24 going into the bye week. Have a chance for these guys to get healthy, get some key players back. Austin Booker, Colston Loveland, the offensive line, the defense, Grady Jarrett. I mean, we got to get healthy. So do appreciate you guys tuning in. For those who haven't heard yet, my insurance brokerage is now writing in the state of Illinois. I've done a couple quotes already, helped a couple of you guys out. If you don't mind looking in the comments, looking in the description of the video, you'll find the link to where you can go in and fill out just a little thing that gives your information to me. Then I can contact you and get your information. we're having success so far in Illinois. So if you're unhappy with your insurance, if you just want to quote it and see how it comes out, you want to see your home, your auto, any other type of insurance you have, and you want to see how it stacks up, I'm a broker. So I shop several different companies. I don't charge you anything for that service. I just stack them up. I compare how they all look. The best one we go with. If I don't beat your current rates, we're not going to switch you. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. Love to help all you guys out. Till next time, the Bears, and bear down.